And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Dyson Sphere program. And as you can see, I am on the Processor 3 planet, and I have done a lot of work on getting this ready. A lot of smelting stacks. We've got quite a bit here. We have just one of iron. One of iron. We have 2 copper here. We have 2 copper here. So that's 3 copper, and we have 3 silicon. They are all set up for spray tanning. And yeah, and for the first time, since there's so little iron on this, I have miners up over here. There's an iron there and an iron there. There might be one more somewhere. I don't think there is, but I think I got them all. Because we have 3 there, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 8 is all, yeah. That's just the 3 that we have. And so for the first time, instead of running belt from literally across the whole planet down over to here, I am going to rely on bots. So we have a iron ore here, and the iron ore that's in there was iron that was in my inventory. So I cleared out some of the stuff that was in my inventory. So all I need to do is hook these up there, and that should be running this iron here and this iron here, and then I can come on over to my interstellar Duvalaki here, and I can say local demand, and all of the bots, right? All of the bots will go out and grab things and stuff for me. So I think they do 100 at a time. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure how many they do. Okay, so we want to officially hook this guy up. And he's getting 3,240 a minute, which isn't bad. So let's hook up iron. Let's get iron flowing. Like so. I mean, 3,200 a minute. That's pretty darn good. It's roughly 2 blue belts. A single blue belt is 1,800 a minute, right? So 3,200 a minute is a little less. It would be 3,600 would be perfect. So there is going to be a net loss. There are going to be some gaps here and there. What we can do is we can say, hey, maybe supplement that. Our bots look like they're doing pretty good job there. And yeah, now we have iron. Let's get at least this copper rolling smooth, and then this one up here as well. And there is quite a lot of material. Why aren't you... Oh, you're not going full blast, because there you go. 7,200 a minute. That is literally 4 blue belts worth. So 18, 36, and then 36, 36, 72. So that is exactly what I need. How many... Just offhand, it's 20 veins. So I need at least 20 veins for that to be good to go. Okay, that is a lot of copper. Now we have a couple more copper, and we have a ton of silicon over here. So we can start you, and you. And that should, yeah, see, you have 21 veins. 20 veins. 20, good. 21. 20, yes, all right. So, I guess I wasn't really looking at that very closely, but we have more. I mean, there's definitely more copper and silicon, but there's not any more iron. And so that is really what's going to be our limiting factor. We are going to, if we wanted more iron, we would literally have to go to another planet and mine a bunch of iron. And anybody looking at this planet and wondering what the heck is up with my foundations, because yeah, little patchwork, basically what I did for my foundations, because I don't have hundreds of thousands, is I just went around, and anytime there was a mountain, anytime I wasn't able to see the grid, right? So if there was a mountain or a high spot or a low spot, then I just filled them in, right? I just plopped them down and filled them in. You know, this up here, I mean, it is what it is. It's not too bad. Luckily, I picked a planet that had nothing on its surface, right? There was no garbage on its surface that I had to pick up, which really helps. Okay, so do I have a blueprint for late game processors? Mid-late game sealer, strange matter, quad smelter, 2 input, ice to graphene. I don't think so. What we could do, processor takes two circuit boards every 3 seconds. Well, the circuit board makes 2 every second. So one circuit board maker can supply 3 processor makers. And then each processor is 2 components every 3 seconds. And those are going to be a little trickier. So one crafter of components in 3 seconds will do 1.5. Right? That's 1 every 2 seconds. 2 every 3 seconds. So 3 component makers is enough for 2 processors. So if I mean, the easiest way to do this would just be to create lines of crafters. Just a line of crafters for circuits, a line of crafters for processors, a line of crafters. That way there would be a lot easier. Okay, so processors are a 2 input. Otherwise, I would do something like this, right? Crystalline processor, and then I would need, it's 3 for 2, so I would have to do like, it would be nasty to do this. Yeah, I don't like that at all. So we're just gonna go old school, factory, stone. We don't need you. I want to reclaim that land. We're gonna have enough materials coming over here. So 2 input craft. That's 3 input. Late game 2 input. I think we're definitely going to proliferate this. So let's put this here. Let's check my numbers here. Still have 13,000 there. Yeah, I before I started recording this session, I went back and massively increased how much stuff that I have. And, you know, I restocked on smelters, on assemblers, on belt, just to make sure I had plenty. Okay, so processor wise, here, this is a 3-second craft. So if we have a 4x stacked thing on here, right? That means Well, yeah, let's look at this. This is a lot easier to see. So this is 1.5 per second of consumption of each one of those. And remember, we're going to have, it's going to be stacked to 4. You know, it's going to have, 4 on the belts inside here. So 1.5 consumption per second means we could probably have 3 of these. 3 setups for processors. Because that would be 1.5, that would be 3, that would be 4.5 per second. Well, yeah, 3 wouldn't quite do it. What I could do, we're gonna stretch this a long ways. So 3 is a little too many. 3 setups is a little too many. But 2.5 would work. I need the return belt as well. Just so when I copy and paste these. 1, 2, 3 in here. Really wish I could time this so I actually had, light. It'd be nice to have some light. So 15 doesn't quite get cut in half very well. Oh. This problem again. I wonder, can I do that? Yeah, why does this not like... What about this one up here? That one works. But for some reason... Oh, there we go. That works. That one doesn't. That's so bizarre. I'm at a loss. So that's 15 on a side. That's 30 on a side. So 1.5 per second means 60 of these is going to use 120 every 3 seconds, which is 40 a second. Right? 120, because you take 60 times the 2 per second, or times the 2, that's 120 every 3 seconds. So you take 120 divided by 3, and that gives you 40 per second total consumption with this. But remember that 30 per second of the belt is going to be stacked 4x. So that's going to be 120 per second for that. So if this bank uses 40 per second, then yeah, I can do another. There's 15. 30. So that's half of what I had. There's another 60. So that's 2 times. So now we have 120 crafters. So that's 240 every 3 seconds, which is 80 per second. 240, yeah, 24 divided by 8 is 3. So that is 240, that's 80 per second. And remember, each one of these is 60, that's 120 per second. So yeah, we can put another set of 30 on here. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. And this is 15 there. And one more set of 15. Now, you know, I'm doing all this math on the fly while I record. I didn't pre-calculate any of this. So I could be absolutely wrong. And I'm sure if I am, I'll hear about it in the comments. But this is 60, 120, 180 on a side, right? 180 crafters. So this is 360 crafters, which is 640 every 3 seconds. Divide 640 by 3, and you get 2. Well, that's how is that not right? Well, I don't think it's right, but it is what it is. I'll do the power in between episodes. I just wanted to get this. How did my math turn out so wrong? So we have 60, 120, 180 on a side. So that's 360. 2 every 3 seconds. So that's 640 every 3 seconds. Divide 640 by 3. And you get 20 something. But this is 30, 60. This is 120 a minute. I'm gonna have to double check that math. I don't know why I thought I could do another 60. Maybe I could do another 30. So let's take 15 off. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Just in case. Like, I don't think... Yeah, I think that's right. So then we need a metric ton of circuit boards and a metric ton of crystalline components. So the circuit boards, similar craft, only we get way more of these per craft. 2 a second. So 15 on a side is going to be 3. And remember, we're going to proliferate this. So, yeah, 15 on a side is enough of circuit boards. It's going to be way over enough. It's actually going to be too much. We're going to have to figure out a way to build this and stack it. Let's start with the basics. Let's start with this setup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right in there. And of course, we got to reset this to circuit boards. Oh my good lord. It's so weird how those are ever so slightly off. Okay, so when we spray tan these, we're going to get 4 a second out of every one of these, right? So 4, 8, 12, 16. Okay. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 32. right there. So we actually have to break this here. And that is getting stacked there. Ideally, we would have like something like we'd have something like this because it's going to be just shy of that. So the stacking is not going to be super duper efficient. So if we go out like this. Oh, I didn't mean to fly. Like that. And then 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. And then that 8th. Yeah, see, I really wish we could redesign this a little bit better. Here's what I might do. Let's take this out. And then I want each one of these. A good design, you know, takes a little time. Now, what would happen if the output of these were to go out like this? Okay, so this 6 trips per second, right? So that and they're actually capable of holding, you know, multiples. This cuts that in half, but I still think 3 trips per second is going to be enough because it can carry so much. Right? So we're going to have these go out like this. Well, let's just do this. It'll be a lot easier. Much better. Now we can fit one of these. No. That. Right? So the thing goes in there. No, see, I didn't want to fly. I wanted to jump. Okay. No, here's the problem with this. I need this to come in here. I mean, it's going to be belt heavy for sure. Right? But what this will do is feed if only that would work. We're gonna have to go out another one with it. So this something like that. Go up. Like that. And then this. And these can combine, right? And then these can combine And then these can combine. And that should give us a 4x stack, enough for this entire line of things just to fit in here. Yeah. That should be able to, and the extra one here, that's why I have this splitter and merger in here, right? 7 is not quite enough, but 8 is too many. So we have 7 and 7, and then an extra, the 8th is actually going to help supply both of them. And so this will prioritize the bottom, right? So it'll prioritize the bottom and keep that full, which it should only take one every once in a while, which is why you didn't want to merge it here, because that would have just saturated the line and nobody would have done anything. All right, so in between episodes, what I'll do is I'll get the power distributed out to here and get a little bit of prep work for the final component of the extra processors, which is going to be the microcrystalline, which we're going to need plenty of. All right, well, that is going to do it for this episode. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please hit that like button if you've been enjoying the series so far. Comment down below if you want to yell at me about something. And yeah, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I will see you next time.